And we are live. I'm here with none other than the Terminator, Mo Zubair. Mo, thanks for joining me.
Nah, no worries. Thank you for having me as always.
I just want to say before we start, if I look like I'm crying, it's because I got hay fever. Mo hasn't upset me. This shouldn't be an emotional one. This is an exciting one because you've got a title fight at my favourite show, Cage Warriors Academy Southeast. I am buzzing for you, and you're dropping down to flyweight for this one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm buzzing as well. Worked a long time for this moment, so looking forward to it.
Tell me about the matchup because Ala Chiabi, we've seen him, I think, 4 times before at Cage Warriors Academy. He was part of a weird fight one time where there was a power outage where
Yeah, I've seen
he
that.
was like in a choke and it ended up being overturned into a no contest. So it's been part of some dramatic fights in the octagon there. Tell me what you think about this matchup.
I think it's going to be a good fight. He's got a bit of an awkward style, but I believe that it's going to be my 14th fight now. So I think that my experience is going to win me this fight and good decision making. It's a good matchup. I think we could have fight of the night for sure.
Definitely could be fight of the night. And yeah, like you say, you have got that experience. I think you've done what I recommend all amateurs to do and take the toughest fights you can and as many of them as you can at amateur. And you've certainly done that. The last time you appeared at Cage Warriors Academy Southeast was on 6 hours notice.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mad one.
Tell us about that fight and how you came to be taking it, because that's the only fight I think that we haven't done an interview for, and we tried, but you just didn't have enough signal in the car on the way to the venue.
Yeah, so what happened was I just woke up. Well, I woke up and my manager messaged me saying, "Do you want to fight?" And Cager is in 6 hours. I was like, "Yeah, man. Send me the opponent." Sent me the opponent. I didn't even watch him. Sent him to my coach Tom Breeze. He watched him. Within 5 minutes, he just messaged me back saying 2 words: light work. So I was like, "All right, if Tom's saying that, let's go."
And so, like, literally, did you know how you were going to get there or anything? How who came with you and what happened?
So I had my striking coach and Nathias Frederick. So I messaged my striking coach. He had PTs all day and he was teaching and that he cancelled them to take me up there. And as everyone knows, Nathias Frederick's my right hand man. Like wherever I am, he comes with me, and wherever he is, I'm there. So I didn't even need to ask him. I just said to him, "Be at mine for this time," and we're going to Essex to fight. And he was like, "Sweet, I'm there."
I love that they just dropped everything to get, because it's amazing that you'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. But if you don't have a team that, you don't have a
Yeah,
corner
it's
man,
hard,
and
man.
yeah, it'd be really hard. So I do love that camaraderie that you've got in the gym there.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's solid teams the way forward, man. Like I would have thought, even if I went there on my own, I just would have had to like shadow box and give myself water in between, man.
I would like to think, there's some really good people at them shows, some really lovely gyms, and I've seen it a couple of times where people have, for whatever reason, ended up on their own, and somebody's always stepped in and cornered them, and like, even if it's not really to kind of shout instructions, even if it's to carry the bucket and like you say, bringing the water in between rounds.
Yeah, I knew quite a lot of people there anyway, like James Webb and Brad Pickett and that. So even if I did go there on my own, all the fans want to corner me, no problem.
I love that mentality though, that you can kind of be taken completely out your comfort zone and still, like, in a fight scenario, I'd want to have the people around me that know me the best, of in the gym with me all the time. Like, to say that you just somebody carry my gum shield for me, like, it's just pretty cool, really.
The main thing for that really was the show, Cager's Academy. Like, I'd wanted to fight on there for a very, very long time. So as soon as that opportunity come up, I was just boom, no hesitation. I'll take it. I want to fight on there, and if I didn't take that fight and fight on there, I might not have got the title shot now. So it's kind
Yeah.
of a blessing in disguise, really.
Oh, 100%. Did it live up to your expectations, the show?
One of the best shows I've fought on by far. I fought on Cager's 112 on the amateur undercard, and it was ran just like that. Wicked.
Yeah.
The only other show that compares to that, I believe, that I've fought on so far is Golden Ticket. It's ran. They're both run professional one.
Love it. I love to see amateur shows that are run as professionally and the production as good as the big shows. I just love it. But I wanted to talk a little bit about you dropping down to flyweight for this fight because we've seen you at bantamweight like for a few fights now. I know you fought at flyweight loads of times before, but how does it feel coming back down?
It feels good. I feel strong, really fit. My punching power is just unreal. Everything is just unreal. I feel like I'm hitting, and I just feel like I'm made out of granite. Like my punches are solid, my kicks are solid, my wrestling's solid, my jiu-jitsu is solid. Everything's on point. My last two fights were actually at featherweight as well. I fought
Yeah.
Afrim Thaki on 6 days' notice. That was at a 65 kilo catch weight, and then
Mm.
before that, I'd done the IMAF at featherweight. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Obviously, the IMAF is like weighing in on the day. So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I always hope that people have moved up a weight class for that. It's not ideal if you have to weigh in, like every day in a row. If you get to the final, that's like not great if it's not your walk around weight. But yeah. So what's the reasoning behind the job? Is it just because that's where the opportunity to fight for the belt was, or do you see your future at flyweight
um, I'd see my future at flyweight really.
as a
As a
pro?
prof
Yeah,
as a professional, that's the way I'd like to be competing at. So
yeah,
I was like, I'm coming to my last year amateurs now, so it makes sense that I'd do a test run, if you want to call it that, see if I could
yeah.
still make the weight and to get a big opportunity in Cager's Academy for the title as well. It makes sense because it's just motivated me that bit more. Like I'm treating this as it's like a professional fight with everything. So weight, court, camp, everything, man. I've stepped it up in this camp a lot as well. And I've also been working with my head coach Tom Breeze a lot more this camp, like just doing a lot more specific things and getting that extra time in with him. So yeah.
What other things would you say you've pulled into Champ Camp to kind of make it the best one ever?
I've just been pushing myself a lot more, doing a bit more extra cardio sessions. Like Tom's been taking me on these mad runs after sparring, and just been doing a lot
Nice
more,
of
like
him.
more intervals, more intervals, and just a lot more things. Yesterday, I went up to Team Warled to spar. Shout out Jimmy Warled for having me and Riley Daniels for giving me some pay-per-view rounds, man. So yeah.
Oh, amazing. That's another great gym right there. I've wanted to talk to you because you said about your pro career maybe being at flyweight. There's so much talent in that division at the moment, at amateur and at pro, and especially there's a ton of you that are kind of on the brink of turning pro as well. So you've got like Vadimus Gazutas from GB Top Team, who I think is incredible, and it looks like he'll be turning pro soon. You've got Christian Young, who always fights on this show, but has just broken his leg from Webby's gym. So hopefully he'll be back soon. I'd love to see him fighting for your vacant belt once you go on to pro. You've got Fabian Ufs, who's fought on that show. Like it's really exciting. It's really exciting because this is a division that the UFC were kind of talking about doing away with at one stage, and is now one of their most exciting divisions. Like, what do you think about the 125-pound weight class? In this country, in the UFC, all of it.
It's wicked, man. Like out of out of our country, well, the UK, we produce some very high level flyweights. Like
Mm.
one of my teammates, Jake Adley. Who else? Neil Siri, he was a very high level flyweight. Brad Pickett even fought at flyweight.
He did.
Vaughan Lee. So a lot of good flyweights have come out of the UK. The division at the minute is looking stacked. I believe Pantoja is going to be the next champion. He's one of my favorite fighters, and he's a wrecking machine, man. I
Yeah.
believe when Pantoja wins that bout, no, I can't really see no one taking it off him. To be fair, so yeah, man.
I love Brandon Moreno as well, and I love his like comeback story and the fact that he was cut and that like famous interview that he did in the octagon where he's like, "I'll be back and I'm going to be a champion," and like to go on and do that, I just think is such an amazing story. I don't even know if the UFC promote that enough, but like to me, that's what fighting's all about. All of my favorite fighters have suffered losses at some point in their careers. And it's the coming back that's more impressive to me, and like the overcoming. It's easy to be filled. It's great to be undefeated, but like it's easy to have that confidence when you've never faced the adversity of coming back from a loss, I think.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
So tell me, what's fight week going to look like for you? How early do you come down? I think the weigh-in's the day before still, right?
Yeah, day before, there's no way I'd be making flyweight on
On
same
same
day. The
day.
same day you'd see me fighting for that featherweight belt, but yeah, man.
So how far in advance do you come down?
So a week out from the weigh-in, I'll start water loading and cutting carbs, and then yeah, we'll have to do a few hot baths, but we'll make the weight.
And what day do you travel to Colchester or down to the fighter hotel? Like, will that be the day, like the day of weigh-in, or do you come before that?
We're gonna come up on the Thursday. It's a 3 hour drive from us, so
Yeah,
I wanna get there and then do do a bit of weight night before, wake up and get rid of the rest. I don't want to be driving 3 hours cutting weight. I'll be like a zombie.
yeah, that wouldn't be ideal. Um, and have they got like baths and stuff at the hotel? What's the plan for that? Or is it just towels?
I ain't got a clue yet, to be fair. My management are speaking to Jack. They've got all the details. So like, as soon as it hits fight week, I'll just be like, hit me up with these details and we'll get everything sorted. But yeah, they should have a bath. I hope so anyway. But then James Webb said to me that I could come up to his gym and use his gym, and he's got a sauna and whatnot. So he's welcome me up there as well, which is very nice of him.
Shout out to him, another legend. He's got his title fight coming up as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be a sick fight.
That is going to be a sick fight. Who you got in that one?
James Webb,
He's
James
done
Webb.
it before. I am absolutely buzzing for that fight. Really am. So, Mo, is there anyone that you want to shout out before we go? Any sponsors you want to thank or your management?
Always my management for getting me the biggest opportunities about. Without them, I don't think I would have had the fights and fought on the biggest shows and that I have. My camp team Renegade, especially my head coach Tom Breeze, my striking coach Zach Garbett at Wheelie Castle Muay Thai. I've got loads of sponsors and it's hard to remember them. Hard Life Fightwear, Alte Mountain, Shilajit, Crackers. So pound for pound performance. Always shout out Paul Reed as well with my excellency in nutrition
Top
and
guy.
whoever else there is, I can't remember no more.
Sorry, I should have made it. I should have warned you to make a list before we came on. And what are you doing for the rest of the weekend? How much training have you got booked in? What else are you doing?
I'm gonna do some hill sprints in a bit with Matthias Frederick. And then tomorrow I'll probably do like an hour slow run or something. And then last hard week I train in Monday. So yeah, hit it hard Monday.
Awesome. When's Nathias fighting again? We haven't seen him for a while.
Very soon, I believe. Anyway,
Awesome.
hopefully before the year's out, I'm hoping he'll compete. He'll compete twice before the year's out. But yeah,
Amazing. Well, great. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm absolutely buzzing for this show, and this is going to be one of the top fights on it. I don't think you're wrong when you say it could easily be fight of the night. So I wish you the best of skills. Stay healthy, and I look forward to watching it. I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm gutted I can't be there in person, but I'm
Thank you.
absolutely buzzing to watch it, and I'm delighted that you got the opportunity.
Yeah, man. Shout out Jack Mason for that as well.
100%. All right, take care. And everybody, this has been the Terminator, Mo Zubair. Thanks, Mo.